days when it was easy to ride, singing way, hey, ho. But the years haven't withered my joy and my pride, singing way, hey, ho. I've never been much for the pistol or blade, singing way, hey, ho. For the sun is my course and the sky is my trade, singing way, hey, ho. My mother, she told me that life would be fine if you're free with the water but savor the wine, and to never be hurried but always on time, singing way, hey, ho. Singing way, hey, ho. Kings, singing way, hey, ho. And I've seen the destruction their tempers can bring, singing way, hey, ho. I've ridden the winds over mountain and plain, singing way, hey, ho. Just to circle the coast and curse the mariner's name, singing way, hey, ho. My father, he told me to never deceive, be a voice to the hopeless and help those in need, and to ever be thankful for what you've received, singing way, hey, ho. Singing way, hey, ho. I'll tell you, my children, there's much I don't know, but the wind, she will take you where'er you must go, and it's better to age than never to grow, singing way, hey, ho. Singing way, hey, ho.
Hello everyone, we are the Clan Tynker Family Circus, and we're here to say that we dearly miss our friends from our travels, especially the Great Bristol Renaissance Festival. During these interesting times, we recommend that everybody go with the flow and keep swimming. We love you and hope to see you soon. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, good gentles, come in, sit down, relax, make yourselves at home. Okay, I suppose many of you might actually be at home, so great start, but let's make it even more like home, and maybe hang a decorative sheet, or put out some dead plants, or light a candle, in case your ex-girlfriend tunes into the stream and you need to make it seem like you got it together. Sir, you, yes, come in, sit down. Sit down, don't yell at your kids. I'll yell at your kids. No, you get to do it all the time. I never get to. And ma'am, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life, and I think we can all agree I'm handling it well. Welcome to the Digital Renaissance Festival. I've never been to a Digital Renaissance Fair before, so this is very exciting for me. I am an amateur, and you are all, I assume, seasoned pros. So, since I don't quite know exactly what is lined up for tonight, will you please let me know in the comments below, rank how this evening is going to go, and I never learned numbers, so this is going to be difficult. I think maybe if it's great, we put down a 5. And then, if it's going to be the best night, we put down a 40. There's a couple numbers I know. So, and just fill in the shades in between, 5 and 40, between all the numbers that are between those. Put those how you feel this night's gonna be. Okay. Well, I think it's about time I introduced myself. My name is Arne Parrott, and frankly, I'm not shocked that none of you know who I am. I'm not especially popular, nor well-liked. I can be seen opening at many different festivals, opening for the likes of Adam Crack, or The Joust, or frequently seen just playing music for people who are trying to mind their own business and eat their lunch. There I am. People love it. They go crazy. I've been doing Renaissance festivals for the better part of, anywhere between 5 and 40 years, and I love it. It's my favorite job in the entire world. I enjoy it so much. I have written a series of songs that are sarcastic, blasphemous nerd music. I'll get that tuned before I do my set. I will be playing later. I'll tune that first, I promise. I do my blasphemous nerd music all throughout the land, and to astonishingly mediocre response. But I love it, and that's what counts. I do a dangerous show in some ways. It's not maybe it's not joust or dangerous, like riding on a horse and smashing someone with a stick. No, but I am a man in my 30s doing art. And nothing is quite as scary as watching one of us unravel on stage. Watching a 30-something-year-old man slowly wonder if maybe he's made the wrong choice. Oh boy, that's scary. Or maybe, what's he going to do this time? Is he going to get up there? Is he going to confess his love for his ex-girlfriend, who is going to be back, by the way? She will. She's going to be right back. It's going to be a wonderful night. We have such a good show lined up for you. So many exciting acts, so many exciting things. And the Digital Renaissance Fair is committed to bringing you the highest quality entertainment. Because, of course, when a grand ague swept the land and we weren't allowed to do Renaissance fairs anymore, the least we could do is bring you the highest quality entertainment that you loved at Renaissance fairs directly into your houses, where they, frankly, don't belong, but thank you for letting us in. Obviously, this is a twofold mission. Firstly, you get the entertainment, and the performers, many of whom have lost a lot of work and who need, money for frivolous things like rent and insulin, can ask you for tips. And every performer will have a digital tip jar that you will be able to contribute to should you feel so inclined. And obviously, you should feel inclined. Please do so. If you enjoy what you're seeing here at the Digital Renaissance Festival, we do have a Patreon, which is very exciting. It is found at www.patreon.com/digitalrenfair. There will be text somewhere on the screen that will hopefully be a lot clearer than me trying to say Digital Ren Fair, because Lord knows does it have an E in it? Where is the E? I don't know. Look at the text. God, I hope you guys put it below my finger. I hope you put it right down here so I look like a total idiot. Okay, that is pretty much all I have to say about the Patreon. I am, at this point, encouraged, I believe, to tell a joke. I'm going to try to come up with one. I know 3 jokes, and they're all not great. So let's start with... Okay, so I just flew back from a Transformers convention, and boy are my arms tires. Pause for laughter. Pause for laughter. Okay. Before we get into the acts, let's first hear a word from one of our many fabulous sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back! Now, I hope you have your 20-sided die and your character sheet and a third thing about Dungeons & Dragons ready, because it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you Dan the Bard. Thunderous applause! Dan the Bard is a friend of mine. We, in fact, do a show together. He didn't ask me to do this show with him, which is fine, because we're close friends and we forgive each other for things like that. I first heard Dan's music at the Bristol Renaissance Festival, and he gave me one of his CDs to listen to. And I put it into my car, and immediately the CD player broke, and that CD, Dan the Bard's CD, was stuck in my car for months, and all I could listen to was Dan's music. And what a privilege it was. Anyway, we started doing a show together, and as you can imagine, our shows are full of love. We rib each other a little bit. You know, just like friends do. Friends are allowed to, kind of be a little bit mean to each other. But he's a wonderful musician. He's a great guy. So now, please, join me in welcoming that big, dumb idiot, Dan the Bard.
Hello, Renaissance Fair audiences everywhere. This is Dan the Bard. So I was at the Ren Fair ready to do some shows, and the orcs of Covidia attacked the Renaissance Fair. Fortunately, I climbed into my bag of holding, and I'm going to be doing a concert from here instead. Of course, it's just a bag of holding, which is an infinite realm of nothingness, but I do have my sign. I have Lutara, and I've got a song list, so let's start. It's D&D, it's D&D. We all agree to play some D&D. That means role-playing, fighting and slaying, solving puzzles, maybe it's just me. But you guys won't, you guys just don't follow a single plotline through and through. I'm not complaining, but instead of gaming, you find the weirdest other things to do. There was adventure, but you guys wouldn't venture. Instead you said the mountains looked real nice. Middle of winter, you went to the hinterlands of permafrost and frozen ice. You hid from every danger, you wizard, rogue, and ranger, and found the perfect valley for your quest. In the lands of no man, you guys built a snowman and said that this adventure was the best. It's D&D, it's D&D. We all agreed to play some D&D. That means role-playing, fighting and slaying, solving puzzles, maybe it's just me. But you guys won't, you guys just don't follow a single plotline through and through. I'm not complaining, but instead of gaming, you find the weirdest other things to do. You went into a town with intrigue all around. There were 14 detailed NPCs you met. Rumors they told you so much ado. Instead you interviewed the pastry chef. There was a bake sale, the chef had a bake sale, not to mention a casserole contest. You guys spent 4 hours mixing eggs and flour and said that this adventure was the best. It's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D, that's your part. All agreed to play some D&D. That means role-playing, fighting and slaying, solving puzzles, maybe it's just me. But you guys won't, no we won't, you guys just don't, no we don't, that's your part. Follow a single plotline through and through. I'm not complaining, but instead of gaming, you find the weirdest other things to do. You guys must like shopping, though everywhere I'm dropping instant puffs from every shopkeep. You'd rather haggle, bargain and finagle, the best sale price to buy a pair of sheep. Then you bought a farm, cause you hated doing harm to monsters you encountered on your quest. It's Dungeons and Dragons, but you made it farms and wagons and said that this adventure was the best. Here you go, it's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D, it's D&D. We all agreed to play some D&D. That means role-playing, fighting and slaying, solving puzzles, maybe it's just me. But you guys won't, you guys just don't, no we don't follow a single plotline through and through. I'm not complaining, but instead of gaming, you find the weirdest other things to do. thanks. Like I've said at most of my Dan the Bard shows, you have temporarily left the Renaissance Fair and entered a pocket dimension of our own creation that we call RenCon. So welcome to RenCon at the digitalrenfair.com, and we're going to have some great songs. I kind of put together my most requested songs, and I can still hear those orcs running around above the Fountainside stage, so I'm just going to stay here in my bag of holding and try to finish a few more of these tunes. This is called The Drunken Gnome Illusionist. Tell you about a story that'll give you much elation, about a little gnome who never used an evocation, never cast a necromantic spell to save his life, and never ever abjuration. For he was a gnome illusionist from old edition 2, adventuring for years and years of what's a gnome to do, and he settled in a town and he took for him a wife where the whiskey was distilled and ale was brewed, and he drank the whiskey down every day and every night, singing at the tavern till the early morning light. Stumbled home at dawn and he gave his wife a fright, casting random spells from off his list, full of glamour on a ball and a force phantasmal, blurry mirror images. He drove her up the wall, and he always had a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. When he went out, well, he heard the people shout, "Oh, the brewery's been destroyed, there'll be no more ale or stout." And also the distillery where all the whiskey's made. The gnome illusionist began to pout. "Oh, if I ever find the beast what took me whiskey drink, I'll find him and I'll fight him, for he's pushed me to the brink." His wife, she laughed and said, "Now my drunken parades, now you'll be a sober gnome, I think." "No, I won't," says he, as he searched and he sought, dusting off spell books that all but time forgot. He realized that he was higher level than he thought, recalling all the spells that he had missed, improved invisibility and monster shadowy, permanent and powerful illusions vacancy. And he studied with a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. Trail of every broken brewery wagon and met some whiskey dealers who were standing and a-bragging. They said they saw what broke the whiskey still the other night. "Oh, 'tis no lie, we tell ya, 'twas a dragon." "Was it black? Was it red? Was it green or white or blue?" "We couldn't really tell, but it took a cask or two. It's living in a cave down by the river out of sight. What's a drunken gnome like you a gonna do?" The drunken gnome illusionist, he headed to the cave and found some dead adventurers who tried to be so brave. Torn and mangled bodies laid upon an open grave, a slaughter that would marvel even Drizzt. For their swords and their shields and their armor was the best. Their wizard had a fireball and telekinesis, but no one had a little flask of whiskey in his fist like the drunken gnome illusionist. Had almost sobered up, and he held aloft his whiskey and he toasted bottoms up. Then he heard a voice from high above him sadly ask, "Would you like to share? I've got a cup." Well, the dragon wasn't blue or black or red or green or white, silver, copper, bronze or brass or gold as morning light. 'Twas an amber-colored dragon just like whiskey from a flask. "I'd rather share a drink than have a fight." And the whiskey dragon smiled as they shot a drink or two. The drunken gnome illusionist, he knew just what to do. With permanent illusions made the dragon's lair anew, recalling and fulfilled the whiskey dragon's lifelong wish. Now the cavern was a tavern where the whiskey air would flow. The dragon had a flagon and the town would always know. He saved them with a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. The drunken gnome illusionist. His wife was really, really pissed. He's the drunken gnome illusionist. All right. Thanks, everybody. You can stop all that applause now, but I do appreciate it very, very much. It's been a little bit difficult since I moved into my bag of holding. Sometimes I'm feeling really heroic, like I want to go on an adventure and like fight off these orcs of the Covidia clan, but sometimes, for some reason, I just want to sit in the dungeon and work on potions and spells and find some neutral evil way to bardically destroy them, and I don't know why. I have these contradictory personalities, but this is what's happening to me right now. All right. This was all fun, everybody, but it's time to be a little bit serious. This is a song that's very spiritual. This is a song about reincarnation. Have you hugged an owl bear today? Check it out. I don't think I can get him to sit up here while I do this, but you have to imagine Owlbear is with us. If you were at GameholeCon 5 years ago, you all got one of these. Hello! Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? As I went a-walking one morning in August through dark and perilous woods, to a sun-dappled grove I casually did rove, and there an owlbear stood. Its fine fur and feathers were chestnut and tan. Its beak was as yellow as hay. It stood 10'2", and then said, "Hoo, hoo." 'Cause that's all that owlbears say. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? The owlbear saw me and charged like an owlbear. I offered him rations of cheddar. He hugged me instead and bit off my head, but as you can see, I got better. It ripped off my arms with a sickening swat, tore off my legs at the femur. A druid came by and said, "My oh my, I'll have to deal with this later." Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? But this isn't a song about owlbears. This is a song about reincarnation. When I woke, the druid said, "Son, the owlbear gave ye a killin'. But here's the ting, now you're a halfling. We'll try again in the morning." And the owlbear gave me a hug every day, and reincarnated was I. But recycling your soul can soon take its toll. My mind sometimes wanders. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? I have been reincarnated so much. You should have signed the DNR. Do not reincarnate. I've been a gnu, a gnoll, a gnome, a bear and a bug, and a bugbear. I once was a tree, and a ranger axed me into some tables and chairs. I once was an elf, now I'm myself, singing a song about owlbears. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? Yay! And Owlbear really liked that much. So, yeah, everybody. I used to have a lot of stuffed animals on stage, then it started getting weird, so now I just have that one, and it lives in my basement, which is also weird, but I won't get into that. So let's take a break from Owlbears and the more predictable Dungeons and Dragons songs, and let's branch off a little bit. This is called Buffy the Bardic Cheerleader. It's about my wife's 17th level Bardic Cheerleader. It's Buffy, B-U-P-H-O-E. She was raised in a Greco-Roman gladiator pit and would often use her cheers to help out gladiators. So during the song, for part of the time, you're going to have to imagine me as a 5'2" blonde cheerleader. Are you ready? Okay! F-I-G-H-T, fight for victory! Buffy was a bard, but not just any bard. She was a bardic cheerleader. Hey, hey, cheerleader. Hey, hey. She grew up in the gladiator arena, as you guessed it, a cheerleader. Hey, hey, a cheerleader. Hey, hey. Her songs and spells don't sound like songs, instead they sound like cheers. But give her friends +1 +1, +1 saves her sphere. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a glowing skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl, and like the number, take my thoroughly. Explode, ignite, my dancing lights are dynamite. Haste, get to it, M-O-V-E, move it. Now, you might think this Buffy is just like another Buffy, but it's P-H-O-E, hey, hey, P-H-O-E, hey, hey. It's not B-U-F-F-Y, it's B-U-P-H-O-E, that spells Buffy, hey, hey, Buffy, hey, hey. Apprenticing, she honed her skills, cheering at the games. Unfortunately, people thought Buffy had no brains. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a glowing skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl. And you can join me on the Valley Gold part. And like they never attack me thoroughly. That's alright, you're okay. Cure light wounds on you today. On a skill, you're now +2, inspire competence for you. Oh, Buffy, how about an instrument? Oh, Buffy, pom-poms are what we meant. Oh, Buffy, when you gonna sing your spells? Oh, Buffy, your spells are simply screams and yells. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cooling skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl, and like they never take me seriously. It's tough out there for a bardic girl with a cooling skirt that spins and twirls. Tough out there for a bardic girl, and like they never take me seriously. Yay! Well, I'm having a really good time down in my bag of holding, everybody, but as you know, the cost of running a bag of holding is rough. So if you happen to be on, this is my high-tech advertisement, PayPal or Venmo, or just even follow me on Facebook or my website, which really needs a workup, danthebard.com. Come and visit me there and chat. I'm back to taking song commissions, everybody. I've got 4 on the table I'm working on right now. I took almost 3 years off of writing songs about people's characters. But if you would like to commission me to write a song, we're back in business. You can also visit me every week at Ballydoyle in Downers Grove. I'm normally there with the Whiskey Brothers, but due to the Orcs of Covidia, I am pretty much there as a solo show for the time being. And, of course, any digital shows that I can possibly get into. So if you're inclined to help out and support Dan the Bard, that's great. I also have a Dan the Bard on Patreon. I just started it, and I'm not offering anything, but there's going to be like CDs eventually and t-shirts and stuff like that. So follow me there as well. Thank you again for digitalrenfair.com for hosting this wonderful event. And we've got some other stuff planned. This next one is called Pete the Polymorpher. Pete is a wizard with 5 daughters born exactly a year apart on the same day. And one year, Pete forgets all of their birthdays, and he has to solve the dilemma. And it's a really tricky dilemma. because he doesn't know what to do, and that's great because he will heroically solve the situation. Oh, yes. I feel much better now. This is a song about Pete the Polymorpher. Lived with his wife and his 5 little daughters. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Each of the girls was born a year apart on the very same day, September 24th. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. On the day the girls turned 6 through 10, this was the birthday Pete had forgotten. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. "So sorry, girls," said Pete, apologizing. "Tell me what you want and I'll get you anything." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. "I want a unicorn," the oldest said. Pete the Polymorpher wished he was dead. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife said, "Well, now you've gone and done it. If you don't find a unicorn, she'll throw a big fit." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete looked around and was suddenly inspired. Saw the family dog sleeping by the fire. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Oh, uh-oh. Polymorphed the dog into a unicorn, white as snow with a shiny golden horn. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The next daughter said, "I want a fairy princess." "Don't worry, sweetheart, I'll do my best." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the unicorn into a fairy, little wings flapped and she ate all their berries. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. The next daughter said, "It's my turn now. I want a giant and I don't care how." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the fairy into a giant, broke through the roof and he had no pants. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, because the dog didn't have pants, so the giant doesn't get pants. But it was tastefully done. There was like an armoire and some curtains blocking. It was fine. It was very comical and appropriate. I guess the fairy didn't have pants either, but she had wisps. And a proboscis. I like to remind everybody that fairies are insectoid. They came from a pupa. These are not things to aspire to be. Gross. Very gross. Well, the next daughter said, "I really want a dragon to pull me around in my little wooden wagon." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the giant into a dragon, belched and he burped and he burned down her wagon. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete asked the youngest what could be her gift. She said, "I really, 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 really want a hippogriff." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the dragon into a hippogriff. Now each daughter had gotten a gift. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife said, "This is getting out of hand. Bring back the dog or the song will never end." Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Polymorphed the hippogriff to the dog once more. "Oops, oh no!" cried Pete the Polymorpher. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Pete's wife was aghast and agog. "What have you done to the family dog?" Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Dog had wings and scales and a horn. It was a giant fair dragogryphicorn. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Well, the dog didn't mind and the girls were delighted. The birthday was saved, all that's wrong was righted. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. So if you've a daughter, her birthday don't forget, she'll want a fair dragogryphicorn pet. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, and the giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. Down, down, dairy, it's the unicorn and fairy, giant and the dragon and the hippogriff song. So so these are possibly my most requested songs. If you'd like to hear a song that I didn't sing today, that I don't normally do, every Wednesday I do a Facebook show on Facebook Live, Dan the Bard on Facebook, and I will take requests, often songs that I even barely remember. And since no one seems to mind when I forget lyrics, it's kind of fun to watch me frequently mess up. For example, there is a sequel to Pete the Polymorph I wrote called Nate the Necromancer. He has 5 daughters, each born a year apart, who died of a magic plague, and one by one he reanimates them, and, well, they form a rock band, obviously. So you gotta tune in for that. Well, we're gonna end, everybody, with a little Bard Camp. We've had to, of course, move Bard Camp down to my bag of holding. I miss you all dearly. I hope you have a safe and wonderful summer. I hope to be doing more of these shows coming up. Again, check out my show on Wednesday, my other show at Ballydoyle and Downers Grove, Illinois on Sundays, danthebard.com, facebook.com/danthebard, and then the PayPal and all that. I think they're going to put that on the screen, so don't freak out if you miss this. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. This one time at Bard Camp where all the bars do go. This one time at Bard Camp where the lutenists pluck and the flutenists blow. Tunes while the drums go rat-a-tat-tat. Be sharp, be natural, never be flat. Charisma's your highest stat at the camp where the bards are going. When you're at Bard Camp, we sing this very song. Just like at Bard Camp, now you're all +1. This one time at Bard Camp, we thought it would be so awesome we would spend the whole day playing only in the Dorian mode, which is calling a minor key but with a raised 6, and our professors did not like it at all because it messed up all of the music theory they were trying to teach us. And my one friend, his name is Presto Allegro, he was really hyperactive. He only played in the Hyper Dorian mode, and he wouldn't calm down, so they brought in some druids, and they mixed up some herbs and methamphetamines, and now he only plays in the Ritalin mode. This one time at Bard Camp, where all the bards you go. This one time at Bard Camp, where the lutenists pluck and the flutenists blow. Tunes while the drums go rat-a-tat-tat. Be sharp, be natural, never be flat. Charisma's your highest stat at the camp where the bards all go. When you're at Bard Camp, we sing this very song. Just like at Bard Camp, now you're all +1. This one time at Bard Camp, we had elven exchange students come over, and elves are super friendly and know a lot about music and stuff, but elves have different bathing procedures than humans. They don't take baths or showers, but they take off all their clothes and rub fruit off their naked bodies. Well, let me tell you, we didn't have any fruit bathing facilities, so we took them to the cafeteria. You know, elves, they don't have any body shame. They just took off all their clothes right there and started rubbing themselves in tangerines and nectarines and papaya and passion fruit and goji berries. And anyway, that day the apiary broke, and a bunch of bees got loose, and they flew into the cafeteria, and the elves all started freaking out. And this one elf, a bee landed right on his forehead, and he wouldn't calm down, so we pinned him to the floor. We took his loot, we smashed him on the face, and that's how we came up with B flat. This one time at Bard Camp, where all the bars you go. This one time at Bard Camp, where the lutenists pluck and the flutenists blow. Tunes while the drums go rat-a-tat-tat. Be sharp, be natural, never be flat. Charisma's your highest stat at the camp where the bards all go. When you're at Bard Camp, we sing this very song. Just like at Bard Camp, now you're all +1. So this one time at Bard Camp, the orcs of the Covidia clan attacked, and we all had to seek shelter in secret places. So I climbed into my bag of holding, and I had my Dan the Bard sign with me and Lutara, and I managed to use a couple of magic stones and broadcast a little bit of a show to digitalrenfair.com, which is kind of what I'm doing this one time at Bard Camp, where all the bars you go. This one time at Bard Camp, lutenists pluck and the flutenists blow. Tunes while the drums go rat-a-tat-tat. Be sharp, be natural, never be flat. Charisma's your highest stat at the camp where the bards all go. When you're at Bard Camp, we sing this very song. Just like at Bard Camp, now you're all +1. And if you're at Bard Camp and tip me a buck or two, then just like at Bard Camp, then you'll be +2. And if you're at Bard Camp and buy a CD, which you're gonna have to contact me separately because apparently CD Baby is down. So you'll just have to buy them for me until I get my online store up and running. Then just like at Bard Camp, then you'll be +3. And if you're at Bard Camp, check me out on Spotify. Then just like at Bard Camp, then you'll be +5. Thank you, everybody. You are +1 on your next encounter, or advantage if you switch to 5th edition. Have a great day. We are out of time, and enjoy your day at Digital Ren Fair. Yay!
Wow! That was amazing! Incredible! Ugh! Can't believe I have to follow that. Can't believe me. That was so amazing. Okay. Well, as I said earlier, my name is Arne Parrott.
And as I said earlier, I do music. So, I'm gonna do some music. I have here this beautiful guitar, which was stolen for me by a friend. And I'm going to play for you a song that I have written about the Renaissance Festival. Because something I've noticed no matter where I go, no matter how many fairs I do, it's that the patrons are the same. 99% of them are kind, giving, caring, wondrous, generous folks who just want to, hang out and listen to music and have a good time. However, the other group of people, that elusive 1% that come to the fair, are far and away the worst human beings I have ever met in my entire life. And rather than release them or forget about them as my friends and family insist is the healthy choice, I have chosen instead to immortalize them in a piece of music, which I will play for you now. There's a child in the back of my audience who's singing along, but I don't recall writing any screaming into this particular song. Now, I know you don't speak English, and I know you're only 3. You're not my target market, so you're not gonna tip me, but please, as a favor, do all your screaming in the key of C. Mom, I want a sword. Mom, I'm bored, and this guy sucks. Thanks, kid. Now, I don't mean to be a jerk, but don't give me that I'm sorry smirk. Now, I know I'm ancient history, and it's hard to take me seriously, but some of us out here are trying to work. There are 2 lovely ladies in my crowd in the very first row. Hello. And one is loudly saying to the other something that she absolutely needs to know. Look, I'm sure it's a good story, and I'm sure you tell it well. I'm sure that your ex-husband should truly go to hell, and I'm sorry if my singing makes the story just a little bit hard to tell. Molly, they're having a baby. They named it Northwest, and that was our name. It's a pop culture reference, gotta keep the kids paying attention. I don't mean to be a snob, but please shut your yapping gob. Now, I know this concept's puzzling, but I don't come to Burger King and shout while you're trying to do your job. I know I seem cool and calm and collected, a musician who's trying to make an honest buck. In my brain, I am screaming, for crying out loud. Now there's a man to the side of my stage. He's got a beer in his hand, and he's shouting racist jokes and these sexist little comments. Look, I just don't understand. Now, I know you think you're funny. Everybody loves a fool. If you tell another good one, all your friends will think you're cool. But your wife, your kids, and my audience just think, you're a tool, whatever. And now you made me really, really mad. And not just because the jokes are very, very, very bad. Getting drunk for my 10:30 show might have worked for you 20 years ago, but now look at your life, you're a freaking dad. So if you want to rant, rave, and curse, or maybe fumble for a phone in your purse, now I don't really have a limit. I mean, this song could be 10 minutes, therefore you could have your very own specialized and customized verse. Thank you. If you enjoyed that, and I can't imagine you did, you can find more of my work on SoundCloud and Spotify. My name is Arne Parrott, spelled in an incredibly inconvenient way, ARNE PARROTT. You can also find me at Arne Parrott on both Twitter and Instagram, where I keep relatively active. If you'd like to hear more music from me, you can also listen to Hey Riddle Riddle, a podcast I write music for, and Campaign Skyjacks, a podcast I also write music for, that actually a lot of the music is inspired by the Renaissance Festival. So if you like sort of sea shanty, sky shanty, epic sailing songs, please go listen to Campaign. I think you'll find it most interesting. But the rest of the night is not about me. There's so much more interesting entertainment here at the Digital Renaissance Festival. So now, a word from the Digital Renaissance Festival. Lords and ladies and lords, complete the following adage. Dogs are man's best. If you said, friends, great job. If you said, Western, You were thinking of a hotel chain, but still, close. Dogs are considered to be a man's best friend for a few reasons. Their loyalty, their undying affection, and their warmth. And while these truly are friendly attributes, on occasion, my friends, of which I have several, do not treat me in this way. Sometimes a friend needs to be cold and distant. Sometimes a friend needs to have no regard for what you want. Sometimes a friend needs to wander into your house at all hours of the night, getting pretty drunk and saying things like, "Man, you gotta get it together. You've gotta get it together. She's not coming back." And although it's maybe not pleasant to hear, it is still the activity a friend must do. So I would argue that on occasion, best friends are cats. And as clumsy and as strange as this segue is, it is still technically a segue. Because I am proud to present to you now Cirque du Sewer doing something called a cat ballet. I don't know what it is, but I am frankly unbelievably excited, and hopefully many of us will be meeting several of our new best friends. Here they are, Cirque du Sewer.
Hello, Digital Ren Fair. I'm Melissa with Cirque du Sewer, like Cirque du Soleil, only less Canadian. And I'm here to present my famous cat ballet. Obviously, I need a cat to start with. Hey, Padky Meow, come on up here. Good boy. Oh, you are such a good boy. All right, Padky Meow, we're getting ready for your big ballet number. So I think we should warm up with a triple pirouette. Are you ready, buddy? Are you ready? Come on and turn. Come on in. I know I'm gonna give you lovin's after you turn though. All the lovin's, but I know. I'm gonna pet you after you turn. So you gotta turn. Turn one. Turn two. Turn three. All right, there's the pets. And give me both paws. Good, both paws. And give me a kiss. Good boy. What a good boy. Now, despite this animal's regal appearance, he is not any kind of pedigree. All of our animals are rescues. So what we do know about Padky Meow is his mother was Siamese and his father was good at jumping fences. Oh, are we ready to jump?
Oh yeah.
Padky Meow, you gotta show off your jumping technique. Ready? Come on, buddy. No, come on. You gotta jump. You gotta, no, not to mom. Not to mom. Hey, buddy. Padky Meow, come on and jump. Come on. Oh, that is not what we practice, dude. Seriously. We all admire your cleverness, but you have to go through this hoop right here. Padky Meow! All right, you know what? That's fine. We're just gonna go right into the ballet. I am super excited about our big ballet number because before I wrote this show, I actually studied for 10 years to be a classical ballerina. Unfortunately, I'm more weird than I am graceful, so now I have a cat and rat circus. Hey, you know, I thought a lot about what to call the cat ballet. When two humans do ballet, it's called a pas de deux. But because I perform this with my four-legged feline friend, I call it my pas de cat. Yeah, no one laughs when I do that live either. It's cool. All right, Padky Meow, are you ready? Maestro, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, I just gotta make sure my protective headgear is fastened and fill my hands with chicken like they taught us in ballet class. Padky Meow, we're getting ready for the ballet. I need you to come to the shoulder. Good boy. Walk around the head. Keep going, walk around the head. Good. Oh, boy. Face the audience. Whew. Have a little chicken. That was pretty awesome. All right. And we will begin the cat ballet with the cat on the stage. Good boy. All right, where are you going though? Dude, pack me out. Buddy, shut up, Vitaly. Pack me out. I want you to start right over here. Sit. Sit. Hey, yo, sit. Thank you. Wanna lie down? Lie down. Good boy. Roll over. Good boy. It's a little bonus trick for you right over there. All right, Peggy, now. I need you to be in your places. I need you to sit. Good boy. Ready? And Packy meow. Jump. Good boy. Packy meow. Back and jump. Back and jump. Back. Dude, come on. Come on. Back and jump. Good boy. And weave. 1. Keep going. 2. 3. Last one. 4. And come to the knee for applause. Good boy. All right. It's time for the B section. Packing out to the feet. To the feet. Dude. Packing out. Nope. Packing out. Come on, buddy. Packing out to the feet. Yeah, good boy. And keep going that way. That way. To the butt. To the shoulder. To the head. Uh-oh. Pacquiao, could you maybe get a little hot? No? This is what we're doing? Okay. I can't believe I didn't drop. A round of applause for Pat Meow. And let's not forget our musical accompaniment and Slavic man candy, Vitaly. Spasibo, Vitaly. Thank you for joining us. We are Cirque du Sewer, and now back to the Digital Ren Fair.
Wow! That was astonishing. Such a flagrant display of skill. And in front of me, of all people. Ugh, fills me with wrath. And pride. 2 of the 7 deadly sins, for the price of 1. It's a good deal. Gosh. Look at this beautiful disaster. Look at this thing. I did this. It didn't come like this. This was one of the first things I ever purchased at a Renaissance fair. If not the first. I saved up my money for weeks because I knew I wanted a cup. I loved the mugs so much. And I knew I wanted a mug. And I got this A on it for adultery. And I was proud of it. And I had it for days before I ruined it. And how did I ruin it, you ask? Well, I used to do a show with a bunch of friends of mine where at the end of the day, we would improvise stunts. And that seems as stupid as it sounds. It was foolish, but we loved it. And one of the stunts we did involved... There was a ball that had to bounce off the heads of everybody, and I was the last person. I had to head the ball off into the audience, basically. And everyone else had a complicated task to perform while they headed the ball, but me, I have a degree in theater, and I am a musician. So if I exert myself too much, I have an asthma attack. So they didn't want me doing anything. So they were just like, just when the ball gets to you, bounce it off your head into the audience. And I was like, great, I can do that. And I could not do that. So the ball would bounce, they'd do their fantastic task, boing, 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 and it would get to me, and I'd go, and then it would miss me completely, and the crowd would groan and grow angry, and there's nothing you want more than an angry crowd. That's what you like. And eventually, finally, after like the 7th time through this incredibly simple task, the ball is arcing, the stars are aligning, the angels are singing, and I align myself under it, and I head the ball perfectly into the audience. I scream, the audience screams, the performers scream, everyone cheers. This is it, we've done it. And I, for some confusing reason, overcome with joy at performing the world's simplest task, I was holding my mug and I went, yeah! And I smashed into the stage. Just out of excitement, out of sheer adrenaline, I smashed into the stage, and as wonderful as this craftsmanship is, it's not designed to handle that force. So it shattered into 10 pieces, or so. And the audience went from yeah to immediately like a shocked gasp, and my performer friends went from cheering to laughing at me, because of course, how humiliating for me to have completed the simplest thing in the world and then immediately screwed something else up. And so we made it through the rest of the show. I was embarrassed. We picked up the pieces of the mug, but we made it through the rest of the show. And at the very end, as we're collecting hat, the woman at the end approaches me. She says, "Didn't you just get that mug?" It's like, "Yeah, I did." She shakes her head and hands me the money to replace it. She goes, "This is for you. Buy yourself a new one, but get a D on it for dumbass." And I did. And I love working at Renaissance fairs. Like, that's just like a highlight for me. Like, what an amazing moment. And I'm very excited for them to come back. I don't know. That's the story. That was the story. I just thought that was a nice story. And I don't know why I'm even drinking out of this mug. It just sits here and I fill it with water and I enjoy it. All right. Well, let's move on to the actual show. So now, more words from our sponsors. Lords and ladies and lords, I bid thee gird thy hearts, for I have news that is both exciting and terrifying. Up next upon this very screen, Barely Balanced, Terrified Scream! Yes, that Barely Balanced, the trio of acrobats who stack atop each other and hurl implements of destruction as if they were pieces of harmless candy. Now I know all 3 of them. They are my friends, they are kind, and they are smart, which is why it's so perplexing to me that they should choose this particular profession. Small is an immeasurably talented costumer who could easily be designing bespoke American Girl doll clothes for cats, like a little kitten Kirsten or something. And Medium is such a comforting presence, he could easily open up a service where you call him after a traumatic event, like a breakup, and just tell him about it, and he says it's fine, and you cry, and he says it's fine, and he says she'll be back. And Large could be a gondolier. Barely Balanced. I mean, their popularity comes from their big hearts. Their skills come from a lifetime of hard work and dedication, and their jokes come from Laffy Taffy. Boom, you've been roasted. I still got it. Here they are. Barely Balanced.
Hey audience, it's the Dead Bob Show!
It's the Barely Balanced Show.
It's my first name, go with it.
Okay.
That's right, it's time for the Barely Balanced Show. For those of you who have never met us before, my name's Margaret. You just met my fuzzy husband, Cameron. And this big guy is our contractual best friend, Ari.
But we're better known as
Small.
Medium.
Above average.
Oh, don't encourage him.
You just said it was my first day.
Okay, encourage him a little.
In fact, if you're ready for comedy and acrobatics, put a big old thumbs up on your screen right now.
Or write danger in the comments.
Or wait 10 seconds because this is pre-recorded. Disperse!
Now either we can start this thing with a stunt that almost always works.
Or we could do something dangerous that we probably haven't practiced that much.
Something dangerous it is.
So what we're going to start with is something that a lot of you probably have scars from. Something that probably cost you a lot of pain during your childhood. For this stunt, we're going to be doing dad jokes. We're going to go for a different dad joke for each one of these cigar boxes.
And to make it dangerous, we're gonna put this bowling ball on top. And there's nothing Medium can say about it, thanks to our poorly worded prenup.
On Tuesdays, I get to be a French maid.
Whatever it takes to pick up a pair of socks, y'all.
All right, I'm gonna let go of it. Okay. All right, first joke.
I got one.
What do you call Iron Man when he's not in his suit? Type what?
We'll wait.
Okay. Stark naked. Okay, I'm gonna try and launch the whole thing into the air and knock out just the bottom block. Oh, wow. I am so much more impressed by this than this audience is. I'm amazing. All right, Large, you got one?
I got one, yeah. I made a pencil with 2 erasers.
Yeah?
It was pretty pointless.
Oh, I like that one. That was our number 2 joke, our number 2 pencil. Here we go.
Yeah!
Suck it, gravity.
All right, I think that means it's my turn. Hey, everybody. What's the difference between Bigfoot and intelligent man? Say what?
What?
Bigfoot's been spotted several times. It's a fire stunt. You're gonna get burned.
All right, my loving wife. Let me just smack one of these boxes at you. Here we go.
Ready?
Perfect.
Yeah!
All right, last one. This one is for my favorite nerds out there. This one's for the Harry Potter geeks. How does a Death Eater freshen his breath? Say how.
How?
With Dementos. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give that 9 3/4.
Okay, that's good.
Last one. Here we go.
Yes! Excellent!
Woo! And now we get to the crazy part. What I'm going to try to do next is to drop the bowling ball and catch it with my foot.
I feel like this is the moment a lot of you at home are realizing that Medium is a middle child.
When I said, hey, Ma, look at me, I made it worthwhile. All right, everybody. From the block to my foot. Everyone, drum roll on your keyboard. Let's just see what random stuff gets typed.
Clickety clank, clickety clank, clickety
Drum roll from the keyboard as I go to the foot. 1, 2, good.
Yes! Woo! But we're not quite done yet because next, Medium is gonna attempt to kick this bowling ball with his foot and catch it with his face.
Here we go.
Wait.
What?
Did you say this was a fire stunt?
Do you know I did?
Wait, no, you guys.
I think
No.
I have this little dinghy.
Don't talk about your little dinghy.
Don't cry, it's my first time.
Oh, jeez.
You are doing that so lovingly.
I want to be special.
Okay, all right. Oh, man.
That's safe.
Bravo. Mother of Dragons.
Oh, just like a college student, it's getting lit. Oh, and that wind, it is taking the fire right at me. Okay, guys, I'm going to give this my best. If you all can help me out by counting with me, feel free to type it in, counting from 1 to 3, and then right at my face. Here we go. 1, 2,
3!
Whoa.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
I can hear the clacking of those keys. All right, guys. Now it's time for something even more crazy. Let's do something stupid.
On it. Good morning.
This is why we don't wear kilts anymore.
Hi, honey. I am here to do a stunt with you. Are you ready?
Oh, hello, love bug. I am so ready to hold hands with you.
Woo! Tall, dark, and handsome. You love humping me.
No.
Woo! Dark and handsome.
I'm not short. I'm concentrated.
Concentrate on this.
Concentrate on these bad boys. Come play with us, medium.
I don't want to play anymore. This little piggy needs to go to the car wash.
Hey, boys. Are you ready?
Ready.
Yep.
Here we go.
I didn't expect that one to be any different.
Hey, Large.
Yeah.
I think this structure needs more flying buttress support.
Gotcha.
Way to go, butthead.
Shut up.
Here we go. You're welcome. Take 2 and 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm okay.
Woo! You guys, this is totally what it would look like if acrobats crossed the Delaware.
Take your time. This is easy.
Woo! All right, I'm not gonna miss my shot.
Or throw it away.
Line! If you're at home by yourself, now's the time to applaud and freak out your upstairs neighbors.
Ready, my love?
Hi, honey. Woo! I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh.
I don't want to play anymore.
Shaker cups. Shaker cups. Shaker cups. Shaker cups. Shaker cups. Shaker cups.
Shaker cups.
Thank you. I don't want to tell you guys that I'm good at shaker cups, but I will let you know this. After a 7-year-old saw this next stunt, he came up to me and said I could totally get a job at Applebee's. True story. I can hear the ocean. Wait for it! Type applause now. We'll now add a 4th cup, which is questionable given my skill. So far, so good. Yes! Bam, bam, cups out. Yeah! Hey friends, if you've been liking what you see so far, type yeah in the comments. But stick around, we're not done yet. We still got 2 more amazing grand finale stunts left.
And we hope that today we are bringing you a little bit of happiness.
Yeah, because happiness, it's a whole lot like peeing your pants.
What?
Yeah. Everyone can see it, but only you can feel the warmth.
So if we brought you some of that happiness today, you can support us during these wacky times by tipping on our PayPal, Venmo, or our Patreon page.
Details should be coming in right now.
Where? Here?
Right down here.
Here.
Down here. Right here.
Here.
Or we'll just type them in because we'll be in the comments.
Yeah, but now it's time for the first of our 2 big finale stunts.
This stunt is about to be very dangerous. So right now, I want you to throw up a red heart emoji if you know how to do CPR. Are you doing it? Did you do it? Excellent. Okay, next, I want you to throw up a blue heart emoji if you are willing to give the guys mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
I'm noticing a couple of you guys don't know CPR, but still want to give us mouth to mouth, and that's all right by me.
Also, parents out there, this is gonna be an extremely tall stunt. If Small happens to let go of the knives and they go flying through the camera and into your living room, you're not gonna be able to protect all of your kids. So decide now which one you love most.
And take the other one and place it in front of you.
Media, my husband, are you ready?
Small, my husband, I am ready.
Hi, up.
Large, are you ready? Heck yeah, I am.
Becoming less ready.
What a supportive husband you are.
Yeah. I think we're giving a whole new meaning. Till death do we part. Here we go. Oh,
Ready.
oh jeez.
I think I just peed a little.
Oh, I can feel your happiness.
I can smell it.
All right, take 2.
Careful what you wish for. Hit it! Yeah! Hell!
Yeah.
My love, we did it!
That's right, folks. Next stunt, grand finale.
Woo! Yeah!
Coming.
Now, people often ask us what it is that we do to train to do these stunts.
That's right. I do a lot of stretching.
And I lift weights.
And I work on my pickup lines to keep my wife interested.
Oh. I like to think of it as endurance training for me.
It's been a long quarantine.
But you know, I flirt with my wife a lot over the last 4 months that we've been trapped together. So this time, this one, it goes out to you behind the camera. Oh, I see you. Zooming in, not so subtly on me. I have to say, sir or madam, or other. Were you in Star Wars? 'Cause baby, yo delicious.
You know, being married is a little bit like a deck of playing cards. See, at first, all you need is 2 hearts and a diamond.
Aww.
Now all I need is a club and a spade.
Either way, she'll still be hitting on me.
Back to the show with me, Squeaky McThirdwheel.
All right, friends, this is our finale stunt. Here we go. Ready, Large?
Ready.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you're pulling down my pants.
Sorry, let me fix that.
Oh, now you're just giving me a wedgie.
Dang it! On the one day he wore underwear!
You know we have to take turns.
I call next show.
Why?
I'm in love with you, Bob. Where'd your bones go?
Excuse me, I don't mean to cut in. Your bouquet of danger, my dear.
Woo! And with just one more piercing, I can finally apply it. Hot topic.
Ready.
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 Man, your wife walks all over you.
Love you.
I hope so. You've got the knives. This is how we do leg day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our finale stunt. Get your hands in the ready to type the word clap position. In 3, 2, 1, blast off. Hey, let me hear you out there. Type, 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 type.
Yeah! Thank you very much. We are
Barely Balanced.
Woo! Thank you for hanging out with us today.
If you want to see more of our crazy antics, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at Barely Balanced.
You can also find us on our own Patreon page, also at Barely Balanced.
For exclusive content.
You can trust us. I'm a Nigerian prince.
Thank you for hanging out with us here at the Digital Ren Fair and being digital patrons of the arts. Mwah.
Okay, bye.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Lords and ladies, ladies and lords, I have news that is simultaneously wonderful and terrible. The terrible news is that, regrettably, our show is coming to a close, and we will be saying goodbye soon. The wonderful part of that news is that you will not have to see me nor deal with my antics ever again. By the way, these are sheep forceps, gifted to me by a very talented barber surgeon. Why do I have these? Better to have them and not need them, that's what I say. If anyone sees a sheep giving birth, just let me know. I have the tools. Let's give a round of applause to all of our performers tonight. They did a wonderful job. Yes, very good clapping. I can tell you've done it before. It's a lot of work to send those videos. It's a lot of work to learn the skills to be able to make those videos. My goodness. And I'm sure they would appreciate you tipping them as well as visiting them on their websites and their social media, giving a like and a share. You know, the whole thing. Let's make sure we're thanking the Digital Renaissance Festival as well. The performers, or the volunteers and the staff, all work obscenely hard at an exceedingly difficult job, something that they did not have to do. But they knew the value of the festival, both to us as performers and to you all as patrons, and they have worked incredibly hard to bring you this experience in a time when I believe it is desperately needed. So make sure you're appreciating them on social media. They have shows every week. I believe next week, Liv the Druid will be back. It'll be wonderful to have a real host, a breath of fresh air after a guy who gestures around with sheep birthing tools. And if you can find them on Patreon, please do so. www.patreon.com/digitalrenfair. And I'm assuming it's above my finger, Connor and Sierra. If it's not, I'm going to look like a fool again. Okay. If you enjoyed anything that I've done tonight, and I can't imagine why you would, my name is Arne Parrott. You can find me on Twitter at Arne Parrott. I've written music for Hey Riddle Riddle, which is a riddle podcast, 3 dopey best friends hating on riddles. And I've also written for Campaign Skyjacks, which is an actual play podcast where a bunch of improvisers explore a fantasy world featuring a ton of original music that I wrote that's all about sky sailing and all evokes the Renaissance Fair spirit. So listen to those if you'd like to. But for now, I think we have to sign off. I think we have to say goodbye. So thank you all so much for coming, and enjoy the #Digital Renaissance Festival.
Yeah! Get it, Lars! Yes! That's bandwidth well spent.
Tidings, my comrades, we've done it again. The dawn she is breaking, our pints at their end. By morning's cruel light must our sails ascend, fly far from our families, lovers and friends. Our journey's forthcoming, we drank through the night, sharing tales of our glories, our heartbreaks and plights. With a room full of laughter and our souls full of light, let us raise one more toast ere our vessels take flight. Health to the strangers who've ever been kind, and once for our friends ne'er to rise. Twice to the dearest we're leaving behind, who know we can never deny. I'm still here.